Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, and good evening. The sponsor has not been identified. All right. Can I start over? Thank you, and good evening. The producer has been identified, but unlike most television programs, the performer has not been provided with a script. In fact, I've been permitted to choose my own thoughts and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice we face in the next couple of weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I have recently seen fit to follow another course. I believe the issues confronting us today cross party lines. Now, on one side of the election is telling us that the issues of this campaign are the maintenance of peace and prosperity. The line has been used, "We've never had it so good." Well, I have an uncomfortable feeling that this prosperity is not something on which we can base our hopes for the future. No nation in history has ever survived a tax burden that reached a third of its national income. Today, 37 cents out of every dollar earned in this nation is the tax collector's share, and yet our government continues to spend $17 million a day more than the government takes in. We haven't balanced our budget 28 of the last 34 years. We've raised our debt limit 3 times in the past 12 months, and now our national debt is 1.5 times larger than all of the combined debts of all of the nations in the world. We have $15 billion of gold in our treasury. We don't own an ounce. Foreign dollar claims are $27.3 billion. And we've just had announced that the dollar of 1939 will now purchase 45 cents in its total value. As for this peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach a wife or mother of a husband or son who has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that is worth maintaining indefinitely. Do they mean we want peace, or that we just want to be left in peace? There can be no peace while one American is dying in some place in the world for the rest of us. We are at war with the greatest enemy that has ever faced mankind in his walk from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said that if we lose this war, and in doing so, lose this way of freedom of ours, that history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think that it's time we ask ourselves if we still remember the freedoms the Founding Fathers intended for us. Not too long ago, 2 friends of mine were talking to a Cuban refugee, a businessman who had escaped Castro. And in the midst of his conversation, one of my friends stopped and told the other, "We have no idea how lucky we are." To which the Cuban stopped and replied, "How lucky you are, I had some place to escape to." And in that sentence, he summed up the entire story. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. We are the last stand on earth. As for this idea that the government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and most unique idea that is ever in all of the long history of man's relation to man. You and I are increasingly told that we must choose between a left or a right. Well, I suggest that there is no left or right, only up and down. Up, man's old age dream of ultimate and individual freedom, consistent with law and order, and down to the anthill of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security, have already embarked on that downhill course. Thank you. That's it.
Lauren, did you know I picked that exact same one?
Seriously?
Yes, I was like, oh, thank you for doing it for me.
I had no idea. That's awesome.